Hello and welcome to Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. It's very early here in Yorkshire, and well, the sun's coming out. It's going to be a hot day today, so I'm already watering. It's important to water early, so then the plants aren't struggling throughout the day when it gets warmer and warmer to try and find the water and the feed that they need through the soil. Really, really important. So everything gets watered here, even the potatoes on the floor. They get a little run of water. I've watered the strawberries, the growing behind me, my little wallflowers and flowers and wildflowers. In fact, everything. I hope you're well. I hope you're sitting comfortably. I hope you're enjoying the lovely warm weather we're having. But as I say, it's a constant battle with the weather. It's either too hot, too cold, or too wet. But today I think it's going to be nice. And the plants enjoy it, as long as they've got plenty of this stuff. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. Ah, absolutely. I'm laughing because the pigeons are at it again. Oh, it's early spring, you know what I mean. Anyway, let's pop back across to see Janet. Janet's been sending us some fantastic photographs of all the things she's grown from an advent calendar she got bought. It's great, and the update is that Janet's now got some leeks. Look at these, and we've got some carrots, and we've got some parsnips. He said the leeks are a little thin, but they'll come, won't they, over time? And well, some people like thin leeks. Don't really like the fat ones. I like the thin ones. And a friend of mine years and years ago, he used to, when he was a child, him and his brothers had 3 allotments between them. 3, can you imagine that? And then one day, because they were running short of water, they decided to just dig a well, as you do. And they dug down, they lined it with bricks, and they had a constant supply of water once they found the water table. Incredible stuff. Yes, 3 allotments. And he used to say about his parsnips, they put them into, and leeks, they put them into tubes, like drain pipe, drain pipe tubes at times, put them into tubes, and then they grow really big and tall through those. And because they were in a tube, especially the leeks, they came out white. There was no green at all apart from the top leaves, and they used to have the whole of the leek as white rather than the green leaves that a lot of us have anyway. So thanks for those photographs, Janet. That's fantastic. So as I say, you've got thin leeks at the back, and there's in the middle. Look, you can see your little carrots there, and then you've got your parsnips at the front. Well done. You've also got some flowers as well coming as well, which is absolutely brilliant. And then you see your daughter has given you 3 tomato plants, and these are in your greenhouse. So there you go, 3 tomatoes, as you can see. And in front, you have your wild strawberries. Now, I'm not laughing at the wild strawberries. I'm laughing at my little wood pigeon, who's had to come and plonk himself on the top of my greenhouse. And he gets a bit territorial, so I don't know whether there's some eggs in their nest. Because every so often, it turns up and gives me a stare, which he's doing right now. And sometimes he swoops down at me. So we'll have to keep an eye on him. It's very, very funny. Anyway, back to the wild strawberries. Janet, you were saying about the wild strawberries, they have taken time to come. It's taken a long time to get to this particular stage. And you've got your fingers crossed that they produce some lovely strawberries this season. Fingers crossed they will. The weather's coming now. They'll enjoy being inside the greenhouse, and they will develop. Speaking of things in the greenhouse, well, I love the progression and the development of something that you've sown from seed. As I say, it's really hard sometimes. You pop a seed into the soil, into the ground, into compost, a bucket, whatever you've got growing, and it really is fingers crossed whether or not it's come up. I've planted some sweet corn, and there's about 4 or 5 different ones not come up at all, and yet we do have some sweet corn coming up. In fact, here's one of about 12 that's actually at this stage now in my greenhouse. It's time, I think, either to pot on or pot out, because they've got some roots coming from the bottom. Look at those beautiful white roots searching now. That's because everything's watered from the bottom, so they're sending shoots directly out of the pot now. I think I must find some more raised beds, and we'll get those into the raised beds. Sweet corn like to be in blocks, so when they're brushing against the wind, they can self-pollinate each other. They love being in a square formation or oblong formation, however you do, even a round circle, I suppose, as long as they're within each other and can touch each other when the wind helps them. So yeah, help with pollination. But isn't that a beautiful thing? Look at that strong stem up the middle. And that's just one, obviously, sweet corn that was popped in there. And a bit of heat, a bit of sunshine, and it's growing really well. So I look forward to those. My tomatoes that I transplanted from the side shoots, do you remember? Fingers crossed, they seem to be doing very well. I've left them in the greenhouse where they are. I don't like to disturb them. But this is a lovely variety here. Again, from seed. In fact, I think this is from one of those advent calendar seed packs. The variety is called Mr. Stripey. Gives you a slight clue. So these are a heritage variety, actually, a Mr. Stripey. It means that you've got your red tomato, but then you've got like a stripe around it, a lighter colour. And well, we'll see what they come up like this year. But that's coming along, taking time, being slow. I'd rather have that than them bolting and shooting. That's developing into a beautiful plant. Speaking of developing into a beautiful plant, there we are. That's the next stage. So really, that'll go from that to that look. And at this stage, now, if I transplant this on, if I wanted to put it into a bigger pot or into the ground or whatever I'm growing in, then these shoots here at the side and the bottom ones, you take off, even possibly up to this one here, and then you bury it yet again. So all of that part there will go back into the soil, because that will give you a great root structure, great support, more moisture in there, producing juicier tomatoes. Isn't that fantastic? Now, I've had a question about tomatoes, and it's an interesting question. We've got tumbling tom variety. Now, in fact, I've got some tumbling toms. I've got one variety that goes in hanging baskets. Obviously, you don't need to pull out your little side shoots. However, you say that your little side shoots are dropping off by themselves. There could be many, many reasons, and I did answer in a long text to you about it. It could be that your watering regime's been up and down, possibly. It could be lack of heat or too much heat. There could be disease on the plant, but unfortunately, it's difficult to tell. They do get affected by inconsistencies. They don't like it. However, you don't need the side shoots. So if that's the only thing that's going wrong with your plant, I'd hang in there, keep going, keep an eye on it, make sure everything's stabilized again, go back, even repot. You could be just root bound. It might need a bigger pot, or get it into your hanging basket, or wherever it's going to grow into a bigger area. It might just need that. Take your bottom leaves off again and bury it deep. Give it a better root structure in order that it can get more or less moisture. It's up to, because tomatoes do like it a little bit rough. They always say that if you want tomatoes to come and have tomatoes on your plant, is don't water it for a few days, go up and agitate it a bit. Don't shout at it, but give it a little shake, because it gets a bit worried and thinks, oh wait, I might, and then it starts producing fruits. So yeah, there's your tomato. So good luck with that. I hope it rectifies itself. It could be lack of calcium. Lots of different things. It's really hard to pinpoint, unfortunately. But well, I hope it goes well for you. Look at my little lettuces. It's all happening, isn't it? I've got some bigger ones than this, but this is rather nice. Now this, I'm waiting again until I get my new raised beds in, and then I'll get all the lettuces in, get them protected, of course, because they really are easy prey for slugs and snails. Protected at the moment here, but again, they can go in, hanging basket. You can grow them anywhere. Get them in tubs and buckets. Easy thing to grow. Windowsill at home, you'll be fine. And then finally, I think it's ready to go outside. Look at this. This is my giant sunflower. And boy, is it a giant sunflower. So I'm going to buy some new compost next few days, and then it'll go out into the ground, put new compost in the ground and around it. Several of these are going to go out at once. In fact, I've got teddy bear varieties. We might put a lot out, get them outside now, because the weather's here. The door is left open. It's not going to get ultimately too cold. And even if it is, I can put a little fleece over them just to protect them. But I think they're ready now to go outside. But I can't wait for that. I wonder how tall that is going to get. It is a giant sunflower. Gosh, interesting. Isn't that nice though? Well, I might have a cup of tea And in fact, I think I've just felt in my pocket. Oh no, I must have eaten it. I thought I got another biscuit. Ah, the birds are singing. Luckily, the wood pigeon has disappeared. Well, before I go, on this glorious day here, the temperatures today again will get up to 25 and be 26 degrees here in Yorkshire. At the moment it's blue skies, birds are singing, and it's wonderful because the ground is finally warming up, and which is absolutely great for all the plants that are about to go into the ground, because it'll be lovely and warm. Now, just behind me here, before I go, are my strawberries. Last year I bought a strawberry plant that was dying almost, but it looked dead actually. Popped it at home, and then when the flowers came, they were a lovely pink, a pinky red, absolutely glorious. It wasn't doing very well up at home, so I brought it to the allotment and I popped it in there amongst the strawberry plants. And you know what? It loves it. In fact, today, to finish Jeremy's Yorkshire allotment adventures, and once again, thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for all of your comments. It's absolutely fantastic. And I'll see you very shortly here again, as I say, on Jeremy's Yorkshire allotment adventures. And I will leave you today with a wonderful, wonderful pinky red strawberry flowered plant. Ta-ra for now.